Jazzcast Pros.
Welcome back to Beauty Boss Millionaire. I'm your host, Felicia Fracassi, and today I want to just talk quickly about add-on services in your business can really help increase the revenue.
Welcome back to the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast with daily on-the-go episodes packed with testimonies and business tips to help you create financial freedom through entrepreneurship. Hosted by the owner of Fracassi Lashes and the Blow Dry Lounge, the Beauty Boss Millionaire herself, Felicia Fracassi.
Let's just take, for example, let's make it easy. Let's take a fast food restaurant as example. Now, either Chick-fil-A or a Burger King or a McDonald's or a Subway, and you can order certain things. You know, what they started to do after they realized that there was money that they were missing at the table, they started doing something called add-on service, a la carte. You can add those things on separately so you can still generate revenue. You don't throw it all in at once. Anything that you want to add extra in your business, you need to be adding on. Everywhere from internet to packages to setting up a website to designing your home, or, you know, you need to make that an add-on service. So I personally suggest that you go throughout your entire business and look and see what you can add on that can generate more revenue. Now, the add-on services could result in $20,000 additionally a year or a month or whatever. So you have to really sit down with your business and figure out what service you can add on that can create more revenue. It may not be a whole lot in your eyes, like, oh, it's only $5 more, but $5 more times 30 days. So you've got now way more money. That's $150 a month additionally. Over a year's time, $1,800 you've added on annually. That can maybe cover costs for permits or rent or expenses or website, updating. So that's just $5. Now let's just take, for example, let's do some math. So say, for example, you do an add-on service that's additional $30, and say you do that maybe in a day, like let's say 6 times. So that's $180 that you're adding on 6 times a day times 30 days. Now you're up to $5,400 additionally that you made in revenue of add-on services monthly. That's times a year, times 12. You've got $64,800 that you've added onto your business over the year. So it's so important that you don't overlook add-on services, because every business, every restaurant has them. You'll see them off on the sides. You'll see, oh, well, we do this, but we can add this on for you separately. So add-on services are really important because you need to be able to generate revenue in other ways. And you'll even see it with certain businesses. If you look at your phone bill, you'll see all these additional services that they've chose to add on. I remember back in the day, we all couldn't talk on our phones after like 9 o'clock. So that was like an additional revenue. I remember some people would be like, oh, it's past 9 o'clock, gotta go, click. I'm like, oh my God, like, did you just hang up on me? Yeah, girl, my minutes is out. It's, or they couldn't talk until, I know what it was. They couldn't talk until 9 o'clock, which is off peak hours, which it was free. So 9 o'clock, at 9:01, you could start the phone call and talk because it would be free. But if you call it before, then it would use your minutes, which is so silly now, because now we could never live by that. There's too many people on their phones now. There's too many people constantly calling each other, texting each other. Even text message was a bundle. It was separate. You only got like 500 text messages a month. Like, that is ridiculous. Now I send 500 text messages a day. I'm actually on my phone less, and I'm on the text messages more. But back in the day, there used to be that whole thing where you had to wait until a certain time, but it was an add-on service, and they made a lot of money off that. I know they made a lot of money because I used to work at the phone company, and I remember thinking like, wow, they're making so much money because they're making people call at a certain time, or they had to add these text messaging bundles, which was additional. It was probably no additional money to them, but they made it so it literally cost them no more than what they were paying and what they were charging you. But they chose to use the text messages as hostage and said, okay, look, you can use these, but you're going to have to pay us for it every month. And they did that times 1 million customers. They instantly generated so much more revenue. Now, think about your business. What is it that you can do that can add on revenue? What is it that you can do that can be an add-on a la carte service? Could it be maybe called the white glove service, where you add on, boom, you add on whatever you just thought of? Or could it be a feature that you can add on? Or a one-time service charge? I see it all the time. People do these service charges. Of course, I pay it. The resorts when I go travel, I go into a resort. They even have a resort fee. I'm like, okay, what's the resort fee? Let me break it down and look at it. Nowadays, I just pay it. But back in the day when I was broke, I'd be like, oh, what is this additional fee for? What does it include? Oh, this just includes this basically nothing. It was just an additional fee for them to take and collect because they wanted to make additional money off of the people that were coming, maybe to pay for blankets, laundry service, housekeeper, all that stuff. But they didn't include that in the nightly rate. But you had to pay it. And sometimes people make it mandatory. We had, especially some bougie places, it's like mandatory that you have the service charge. Now, I'm not saying that you should do that in your business, but if you have a type of model that is like that, you could actually incorporate a service charge or a different feature that you highly recommend. That's another way to sell it. You can say, well, look, we definitely recommend this. Like even when we do like takeoffs at our store, we charge $20 for that because it takes our time. Our silly selves used to do that for free, and it would take up almost 30 minutes of our time. And we were not being paid for it because we were happy that they were getting a new set of lashes. But then we started to realize that takes up a lot of our time. And we had so many people coming in from other salons at that point. And they were like, look, this person messed up my lashes. Can you take them off for me? I'm like, yes, I can do it. I can do the removal. It costs $20. And they would, we put the solution on them and they would actually do it. So I think it's so important that you incorporate these services into your business. Incorporate add-ons. It will make you a lot of money. And you can even keep reports to see how you're doing. I hope all of this has helped. And thanks for tuning in to Beauty Boss Millionaire.
That's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast. And don't forget to follow the Beauty Boss Millionaire, Felicia Fracassi, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Beauty Boss Millionaire.
Also, if these are really helpful, please review, rate, and share, or just send the link to someone who may need this. See you tomorrow.